When you're tired out and stressed and worn down, what do you do to rest and unwind? Well, there are lots of things that we can do. We can take naps, TV and movies, time off, vacations, and all of these things can be helpful when we go about them in the right way. But Jesus has a call for us as well. Listen to Matthew 11, verses 28 through 30. Jesus says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. My yoke is easy and my burden is light." Well, what is Jesus talking about here? Well, the primary thing that Jesus is talking about here was the kind of faith that the Pharisees, the religious leaders of the time, were teaching the people. You see, they were teaching a kind of faith that said you had to work really hard to try to be good enough for God. Reality is we can never really do that. We can never really be good enough. But that's what they were teaching. And it made people stressed out and scared. And so Jesus describes this faith as something that makes people weary and heavy burdened. And it was something that really wasn't life-giving and wasn't hopeful. Jesus also is clear that what he has to offer is so much better. That what he has to offer is a faith that will give us hope and fill us with life and would give people therefore rest and refreshment. And the main reason for that is that in Jesus we have grace. And grace means God loves us, God accepts us, and God forgives us. And grace is this free gift. And all that we have to do is to receive it is to put our faith in Jesus, who brings that grace to us by his death on the cross. And grace, knowing that we are good with God, grace can really bring peace and rest to our hearts and souls like nothing else can, that grace from God. But another part of what I think that Jesus is saying here is that only God can truly give our hearts and souls the kind of rest that we really need. Only Jesus can fill our hearts. And so often we go around looking for other people or other things to fill our hearts, and they never truly can do it. And so we wear ourselves out trying to fill up that emptiness that only Jesus can fill. Remember also that Jesus is the Lord. That means he made us and he truly knows us, and he really knows how to give us the kind of rest that we need. The rest, we can also find real rest in Jesus because we can bring anything to him, everything to him, every trouble, every worry, everything that stresses us out, everything that wears us down, we can bring it to him and give it to him and find help in him, like no other kind of help that we can tap into in this life. Now, a great place for us to find that rest and connection with God on a regular basis is the Sabbath, the day in the week that God has set aside for us to rest and connect with him as a part of our normal rhythms of life. So seek to make the Sabbath a time of rest and renewal and of reconnection with God. And may we seek to make Jesus the focus of our rest, bringing to him every worry and stress, because we need that in our lives every single day. We need that rest and refreshment and renewal that only Jesus can bring.